The college basketball experience, Saturday, January 18th, pregame show edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up, and when you do, sign up with that promo code TCE SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's underdogfantasy.com, promo code TCE SGPN.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. 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 Welcome to the college basketball experience. Saturday pregame show action. A loaded Saturday card. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. Tell a goddamn friend. All right. It's early in the morning. I just got done recording the show. Maybe I feel like 3 hours ago. So yeah, I have my glasses on. Yeah, I look like a complete pile of shit, but that's because, I had to get up for these games, had to get up to talk to you about some line movement, some all that good stuff. We got just a great Saturday upon us. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
$1 million smile is correct. Fistful of pesos in the progress of working out here. Shout out to Sana Pete. I got last night's replay on the TV. This episode on the iPad. Hey, you're a fucking saint as far as I'm concerned. And yes, that is Muddy Waters on the cup. My wife hooked me up with that. Muddy Waters is asleep over here too. So we're just kicking ass early in the morning here. I am joined by my co-host on these Saturday morning episodes. He is the host of the NBA Gambling Podcast. He is also the host of the WNBA Gambling Podcast. You kind of see him everywhere, though, with SGPN. Give it up for the great Terrell Furman Jr. How are you, my friend?
Where's the mic? There we go. There's the microphone. Hello, what's going on?
Oh, just I'm the same way, man. We ended last night's show at like 6 a.m. Had to get up at 10.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's just tough, man. It's tough. There's 160 games. 160 games. You got to talk about each and every one of them. And we have a pretty damn good card today, man. I want to ask you I'm just going to get right into it because in less than 1 hour, we have Alabama, number 4 in the nation, heading to Rupp Arena, taking on these Kentucky Wildcats. Me and Mac battled on this one. Mac on the Tide. I am on the Wildcats. And I at one point, maybe around 6 a.m. or 5:30 a.m., this line had dropped a point. It's back up to 2.5. My logic is this. I think just the fact that Bama hasn't won at Kentucky in about 20 years. And Big Blue Nation, like this is a legit venue. When they're at their best, which I think it's, Mark Pope's been a breath of fresh air for Lexington and just Big Blue Nation. I think that place is as hard as any venue in the nation. And another thing is Alabama is coming off the loss, and I think that's Mac's angle. But I think Ole Miss kind of gave the blueprint of how to beat them. Now, this is the highest total of the entire college basketball season thus far. But I think Mark Pope had to watch that game, had to watch that tape, and say, "Man, we need to." I know it's not their game. That both teams like to play at a good tempo, but I think Kentucky's going to play a little slower than normal, make Alabama feel uncomfortable with all that crowd behind them. I'm laying the number with Big Blue Nation there. You playing this, or are you just going to sit back and watch as a fan?
I think Kobe, I actually do try to stay away from the 12 o'clock slate in college basketball. I really do. It gets scary sometimes, Kobe. Like things that you like. What does it say on your rearview mirror? Things in the mirror may be closer than they appear.
Closer than reality. Yeah,
that's how it feels sometimes in this early morning slate for a lot of these schools. But I do like Kentucky in this spot at the home angle spot, the laying the points as the worst seed spot. I think that's good for them. The books are telling you something that even though Alabama's a higher seed, that they respect the home court here of Kentucky and having to go and play in a place like that. Like, I think that this is the dream crusher spot that Sean talks about where, all right, you take the loss and you think, okay, a lot of people are like, you're going to come back and bounce back after the loss after that. But no, it's actually everything just kind of unravels and you got to kind of figure and put yourself back together as a team and figure out what happened in this stretch of games. So yeah, I think this is a 2 in a row for Bama here. They're not going to lose 2 in a row often, but I got it here. I'll take Kentucky laying 2.5.
Let's go. I gotta mention a few more of this noon slate that you hate so much, but
it's we're gonna start calling it the rear view mirror slate.
The rear view slate.
Yeah, the rear view slate. It's the rear view slate.
I just see a lot of value out there on the UCF Golden Knights. Now, this Houston team, to me, Houston, how do I say this? I love Kelvin Sampson. I want him to win a national championship. However, I think this is the worst Houston team in about 5 years. And
which is crazy because they're 10 in the nation.
Yeah, no, they're still good. They're still good. But I think they're offensively challenged a little bit. And when they're on the road is where I like to fade them. I see UCF getting 14 points right now. This is another one where they're very familiar with each other. They played in the AAC together, but Johnny Dawkins and UCF, they're kind of pretty good. Yeah, they're kind of pretty good there. I know Jalen Sellers is a game time decision for them, but I just think I saw the chat talking about this. Moneyline could be live, and this Kanye fan in there saying that, and I tend to think you definitely take the points, and it wouldn't shock me if this is this was a close game in Orlando last season. And I like last year's Houston team much better than this year's, and I like this year's UCF team, I think, more better than last year's. So
interesting. They haven't covered this number in 4 straight meetings. I didn't realize that. Yeah, they have not. Oh, well, they lost by 15 one time, so I guess there's one time. But for the last 5 meetings, Houston is 2-2, 1-3 ATS against them. You got a 14-point win. You got no, that's not a 14-point win. That's a 6-point win. I'm sorry. You got a 6-point win. You got a 9-point win in there, a 15-point win, and an 8-point win. So these games have been close. UCF plays them tough.
I mean, UCF's the team that beat Texas A&M at home on this very court. They beaten Texas Tech. I think that was in Lubbock. They lost by 8 at Arizona, which is one of the more toxic places. They just won in Tempe against Arizona State. They took down Colorado in this very building. I just think that the numbers off. To me, like Houston still may win this game, but I think it's worth the sprinkle. I really do.
If you play Houston, you play them in the first half.
Yeah.
They're a very good first half team. They get out early in the first half. Sometimes they let teams kind of come back, hang around. They play with their food a little bit in the second half. But if you bet Houston, you bet them in the first half. That's been something that's been good for multiple seasons now. So if you like Houston, just take them in the first half. But I agree with you, Kobe. I think there's some value here. And taking UCF into points. Like they have played this team tough, especially here at home. So yeah. Wow.
Let's go. Very Golden Knights. Yeah, I mean, I actually love the noon slate. If I'm being honest.
No, because I actually think that 10.5 points for Georgia Tech on the road is a lot of points.
Oh, I'm on that one as well.
They have tricked themselves into believing that Florida State is a good basketball team, and they're not. Florida State should not be laying 10.5 points against anybody. So you can.
I think this is another money line one. This is another one.
I was about to say you can play the music for me on that. I don't think that. I don't even think Florida State's going to be up 10 in this game. So yeah, I like Georgia Tech.
I am with you. I know Georgia Tech's been average at best this season, if even that. And but
those are the games that they get up for when they're double-digit dogs. When they're double-digit dogs and nobody has faith in them, those are the ones they get up for.
Florida State fans have checked out on the season. I feel like they just beat Pitt, which was a nice win for Saudi Arabia State, but I just think, I mean, they kind of get up for those games. Like they have some, you saw there was a fight afterwards. It's been a little chippy in those matchups over the years. Georgia Tech to me is well capable of just being a close game. Yeah, I mean, plus 425 on that money line, I think, or 430, something like that. Got to ask you about Creighton and UConn. They're also tipping off within the hour. This is another one me and Mac battled on here. Creighton has been ass on the road this year. They're 1-3 with their only road win being at Butler by 4, and Butler's been ass this year. Pop Isaac's out for the season, but it should be noted that Liam McNeely for UConn is a game time decision.
I've heard he's not playing.
He's not playing, you said?
I've heard. I can't confirm, but I've heard grapevines is that he's not going to play.
Well, I've already bet UConn minus the points, so I hope that changes.
I still like it without him. Yeah, I still like it without him. Yeah. I think UConn rolls over Creighton today. This isn't the same Creighton team of years past, and I think this is when UConn really starts to flex their muscles and starts to make a statement that, hey, we can still go out here and go on a run and be really, really good. I think that the wake-up call was the recent loss to Nova and, missing Caravan missing those 2 free throws at the line, and they end up losing that game. That was the wake-up call. Now they're about to go out there and they're about to cover the number. They're about to destroy teams. And this is the first home game since that, because they went back on the road and had to go play Georgetown. And so first home game after that loss, I think the place is going to be rocking. I think that they're going to get out to a lead, and they're not even going to let this come down to free throws. They're going to make sure that they're up by like 3 possessions. So yeah, I'm with you. Lock up UConn.
Let's go. Now, I should also mention there's a couple others I like. One that I think the money line is live in this one too. I know there's Clemson Pitt going on, which I stayed away from. I took Pitt, by the way. You got a side on that you like?
No, I'll probably take Clemson plus the points.
I think Clemson's a better team, but I think Pitt's in a more desperate spot.
They are. That's a good point.
Well, I didn't bet this. I didn't bet this game because of that.
Yeah.
But I think George Washington on the USA Network within the hour. So George Mason just had a gigantic win at Dayton by double digits. That's the best win George Mason's had in a minute. Like, I think
I'm not gonna lie. I think you could put that in the stratosphere of all-time best wins by George Mason.
They do have some good magical run in 06 or whatever.
Yeah, you got some good ones, but I think you could probably put that, like, there's probably like a big Mount Rushmore, and that can probably go out there somewhere. But it's a lot of points for George Mason here.
And both these coaches were on Larranaga's staff at one point, or I guess Tony Skin was just a player for Larranaga. I don't think he was ever on the staff. But George Washington's pretty good this year. Now, I just think it's a letdown spot for Mason. After you win like that, And G-Dub is a team that also beat Dayton, by the way, that's had a pretty good season thus far. Beat Rhode Island, beat Dayton, took down Illinois State in the non-con. There's a solid team in the Valley. I just think 9.5 points or 9 points. I think I'm seeing now. It's gone down a little bit. I think it's even the money line on this is capable. This is two schools separated by a few miles.
G-Dub has covered 3 of the last 4 against George Mason as a dog, and so they are very, very competitive in these games. They actually have an outright win in George
Patriot
Mason,
Center,
over there at Fairfax. So they have an outright win out there as well. So yeah, I'm with you. This is a rivalry game. You know, I love this style of basketball, and G-Dub plays them tough. So I like G-Dub +9. Yeah. And this is 9. This is a 12:30 tip. So
it doesn't. It makes the cut.
It's not. Yeah, it's not in the rear view. Not in the rear view.
There's one other game, and this is actually there's 2 other games at this early slate, and they're gonna be, or I guess what? No, only one at the 12 o'clock slate left. So Virginia and Louisville played a couple weeks ago. I think 15 days ago or 10 days ago. And Louisville won by 20 in Charlottesville. Louisville though has won 7 straight. I tend to like the team that gets the motivation to come out and play better, make adjustments from that first matchup.
Not lose by 20. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 15.5 point spread.
That's what I'm saying. Louisville wins by 12. Give me the Wahoos. Plus, this was a very short number in Charlottesville, and things went wrong. But I think the motivation is all on Virginia's side here, and I also think that Louisville is just due for a close game. I mean, they've looked pretty good in some of these outings, beating Q's by 25 the other night. I'm taking the 15.5. I think this number's a little off. I know Virginia's disgusting to watch these days, but
yeah, I want nothing to do with that. I mean, I'll take the points in terms of picking it. I'm not betting that. No way. That is 100% a rear view. Like if there was ever a rear view slate game, that is the rear view slate game for sure.
I'm gonna throw this one out there, and this is sicko mode. All right, VMI and the Citadel is a rivalry game. I'd be willing to say it is. It's the game of the season for them. And my angle here is VMI just got their first conference win in a long time. And now they head to Charleston, South Carolina to take on the Citadel, who's catching 1.5 points. Give me these Bulldogs to take down VMI at home in a game that matters. You know the men in uniform will be at this game cheering them on because it's a fucking Saturday. Whenever you catch the Citadel or VMI on a weekday, no one's there. What's up?
He said nobody's there. Yeah, no, I mean this is exactly like it's the weekend. Everybody's back. I think this is the first game everybody being back too. So this place should be a little bit lit.
Citadel, that's the play. It's the play. Jenkins in the chat.
Citadel's played them really tough as a dog at home too. The last 2 times that they played and Citadel was a dog at home was in 2023. Citadel was catching 1.5, 160-52, and then also in 2022, Citadel was catching 8 points at home and won outright 83-79.
This game, I know I've been watching college sports long. This game matters. Football, bad. I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be goddamn arm wrestling. This game will matter. Citadel, let's go. I know you're thinking, dude, there's better games to play. Well, you got the Sunflower Showdown going on. Kansas State's catching 14.
But I know some people over there at VMI, so you know, I'm hip.
Okay. Does that mean you're going?
Oh no, I was talking to the chat.
Okay. Kansas State at Kansas. Kansas is laying 14.5. Mac locked up K-State. I stayed away from this. I actually took Kansas, but I didn't bet this game. But what are you doing here?
I can't trust Mac when he locks up Big 12 games. He locks all of them up. Okay. It's like a lock. You get a lock. You get a lock. You get a lock. You get a lock. K-State's just been so bad, man. But 15.5 points is a lot.
Yeah. I'm seeing 14.5, but I'm sure there's 15.5 out there. But
I'll lay it with Kansas just because I think I really think Kansas State is really bad, man. Like,
yeah, they seem to be a mess in their locker room. I think that's the thing. They actually have some talent, but it just
we want Tang to be good. Like, we want to see Jerome Tang be good, but it's not this year. It's just not this year. I'm tired of giving them money. So no,
it kind of reminds me of Miami to a smaller degree, where it seems like you get some highly paid players there they brought in, and it just seems like maybe the older players that are there, like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? I'm not probably not getting that money. Yeah. That's a new element to this whole college game, is like when you go bring in a guy and make him one of the most highest paid players in the portal. It also sends a message to the guy who thought he was going to be the starter, and that can create drama in the locker room.
You scrub. Scrub.
All right, let's get to the money line shit here. Auburn is without Broom,
and they're going on the road now. It was I will say, Kobe, before you even get to it, it was a very impressive game against Chris Jans and Mississippi State.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
But that was at the Jungle.
And this one is not.
I think Georgia's winning this, and I think Georgia's storming this fucking court, and I think Georgia. So give me the points to back yourself up in case Auburn. It's going to be a close game. I'll tell you that. This Georgia team is the best Georgia team since goddamn Dominique Wilkins. All right. I think Georgia is live here, man, especially without Auburn's top scorer, top rebounder. Give me the 6.5. Sprinkle the money line. I can't wait to watch this game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, all over Georgia here. I think this is a prime Georgia spot. Get up. Mike White gets his team, and you know he's due for a career defining win, and knocking off number 1 in the nation coming to town. Like, that's the heaviest the crown, and people wonder, like, especially in college basketball, why number 1 in the nation switches so often opposed to college football. College football, yeah, it switches a couple times, but it's the same 3-4 teams that's pretty much at number 1 in the nation. No, it's because when you in college basketball and you are number 1 in the nation, you are a marked man. And when you go on the road, you're getting the best of the players, you're getting the best of the fans, you're getting the best of the pizza guy that had to deliver your food because he knows that you're number 1 in the nation and he's trying to take you out too. Like, it's tough. And so, yeah, I think that Georgia Athens is going to be lit for this one. I'm taking Georgia plus the points.
I'm with you, man. Let's go. Basketball school now. Let's go. Here's another one I bet. Arizona is in Lubbock taking on Texas Tech. Texas Tech lost to Iowa State in this very building in overtime last Saturday. In a game, I feel they blew a 16-point lead in or 17-point lead in. Probably should have won it in regulation. Probably should have won it in overtime. But they let Iowa State stay around, and they found a way, to the Clones' point. You know, credit to them. They found a way to get it done. But I just can't see them losing back to back here. Give me Texas Tech minus the 4.5 against Arizona. What are you doing here?
I'm so like, I'm just done with Arizona. I'm not betting Arizona games at this point. I don't know who Arizona is. I don't know.
They are all over the
maybe
place.
They're better. Maybe they're better. Maybe they're not. I mean, you could say they're better, but then there was no reason for them ever to be laying 17 against anybody. So the fact that they were laying 17 against UCF, I'm not even really mad at them that they didn't cover that. That was unfair to them.
Yeah.
But this back as a dog, they really caught me slipping with that Cincinnati game. That's what's pissing me off. But I'm gonna take Texas Tech. I think get this Arizona bullshit out of here.
Let's go. Red Raiders and Paul Bucher bringing up Western Michigan. I like it too. I think Buffalo's fucking horrible. I mean, I know that's off the grid a little bit. That's a
nice little map game.
Buffalo's fucking, to me, like a really bad basketball team this year. So I like those Broncos too, man. I played it.
It's crazy laying 8.5 with a 4-win team.
with Western Michigan, I can't think of a time in my life where Western Michigan basketball you lay. I don't think you lay any points with Western Michigan basketball. But I let me tell you, they went out and hired the guy from Michigan State. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. I do believe they are the best they've been in some time, and they're getting better every day. Whereas Buffalo, to me, is just they're kind of in auto fade mode. Like they're a fucking terrible team. They're a terrible team. So I think it's worth the shot on the boys from Kalamazoo there. Terrell, this one I know is near and dear to your heart. I did place a wager on this last night. Some might question why Dundee. Why would you do this? But Wake Forest is in Blacksburg, Virginia, taking on Virginia Tech.
Yikes!
The Hokies won 2 in a row. I took a shot on them plus the points here. They're home dogs plus 150 on the money line right now. I took what was it, 4 points? I think I got. I see it at 3.5 right now, but am I a fool for betting this game? And who do you like?
Well, you might be a fool for betting the game, but there's no reason that Virginia Tech should be catching these amount of points
at home. Right?
Yeah, like come on. I understand Virginia Tech's not a good basketball team. We get that, but I mean, come the home cooking and home dog angle. I don't know how you could be against that. So no, I'm with my Virginia. I'm with my Virginia Tech Hokies. They have beaten them the last time they were out here. They were laying 1.5 in that game, but nonetheless, they got the win. And yeah, I'm fading this Wake team. But I will admit, for everybody that says Virginia Tech sucks, they do in fact suck. So
what happened? Like you watch them, and I'm like, this looks like a mid-major team. Now I know I'm betting them today, but
it just goes to show that VCU is still premier basketball school. And
dude, you watch VCU and you're like, they got guys. They got guys. You're like, okay.
You know what it is? VCU paying their players.
Yeah, what Virginia Tech's just like, we're trying to play our
they're like, oh players. Yeah, we're gonna get you some NIL. Yeah. Nope, VCU said nope, $300,000 yours.
Dude, how the fuck is Virginia Tech that bad in basketball? I don't understand it. Like I know they've won 2 straight, but I'm saying like when you watch the product, when you watch, yeah, they do.
Everybody from players, coaches, clean house, start over.
Yeah, shout out to AOD
and get somebody that can recruit in Virginia. I don't understand how you don't recruit in Virginia, and we have like some star hoop players. Like
Will Wade would take that job in a heartbeat.
Yo, like get somebody that can recruit in the 757 area, recruit over there, out there by Oak Hill. Like there's no reason that all this Virginia talent is going to other schools. Like, yeah, definitely. It's a whole culture thing with Virginia Tech. And they're not gonna change.
I know that everybody wants Michael Vick to be Virginia Tech's next head coach, and that's understandable.
No, boo.
Well,
we just got him for 2 seconds. Dang.
I know, but
we just got him for 2 seconds.
He's Norfolk State's hold on. Norfolk State's head coach. And but the one they should be looking at, to me, from Norfolk State is Robert Jones, their basketball coach.
Oh yeah.
He can coach, man.
If he was the coach of Virginia Tech, they're going dancing and they're probably upsetting a few teams.
Yeah. They should do a wellness check on Mike and then hire the basketball coach while they're there. All right. Just an idea, folks. I'm just a guy drinking coffee, slept 3 hours, talked college basketball the past 24. So Arizona State's in Cincinnati. This is that new wacky Big 12 game. Cincinnati's laying 10.5. It's a big ass number. It's a big ass number for a team that scored 40 points the last time they played on their home court.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
It almost stinks to me. Like I'm gonna take the Sun Devils. I'm not gonna bet this game because I feel like Vegas is telling me they're gonna blow them out or something. How the fuck is this line? When I run these numbers in the database, I get like Cincinnati minus 3.5. So I mean, very different numbers than this right here. Any interest in playing this game?
No way. No way. I mean, this. There's no reason Cincinnati should be laying 10 points, and I feel that confident that they should not be laying 10 points. That it would only be right that they end up winning this by like 15. I'm staying completely far away from this one.
Yeah, and I gotta fade Shaka today. He's gonna win the game. He can win the game. I believe it's 9.5. At least
I
last.
don't know. That's right under the threshold.
But still, I think Xavier. I mean, first off, they've won like 6 or 7 in a row. Marquette has.
Oh, it's at 10 now. Okay, you can't take it.
Yeah.
It's at
Give me the Musketeers. I'm taking the 10. Give me the 10. Give me the fucking 10. Marquette wins 80-76, something like that.
Yeah, he's my guy, but I gotta admit, I know how to play him. You take him as a dog. You cannot take him when he's laying double digits. You can't.
I want to say I don't think I've ever lost against him as when he's laying double digits.
I mean, so the last 3 games, laying 10 against Creighton, 79-71 win, didn't cover. Georgetown laying 13.5, 74-66 win, don't cover. DePaul laying 13, 85-83 win, don't cover. We can even go further than that because it was earlier this year. I remember betting them. They were laying 13 against Butler, and they played Butler, won by 10. So
he's a master motivator, and when you're a double-digit favorite, it kind of takes away, I think,
you don't
some
have
of
no
his
motivation.
skill.
Yeah, it's like we know we're better than this team, and you kind of let them hang around. Yeah, unfortunately, once it hits double digits, you can't say Shaka.
I actually think this is a trend that I've actually kind of chased since VCU. Even like when VCU was rolling, they'd be playing like St. Joe's or something, or Rhode Island, or a shitty team in the.
He did that Texas too. Like it's everywhere he goes. Like he gets you up when nobody expects it, but also when everybody does expect it, he lets down. It's pretty annoying.
Let's go with these Musketeers. Another big game going on today that I feel like we should talk about. Well, actually, I just want to cut in here and say, take the fucking Long Island Shocks. Fucking Rod Strickland is turning that corner, man. Dude, I'm telling you, like, I think they have a legit. They're in first place in the NEC. They just beat the team that was. I
feel like TCE deserves this. TCE deserves the Long Island Sharks to be good.
Dude, they like. It's because you have Rod Strickland and he brought in Jared Gillian from Chicago State as their head coach. Their sitting head coach who had done a great job with Chicago State. And I actually believe they have the most talented, tall, athletic lineup in that NEC.
11-6 ATS too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lay the 5.
4-1 ATS at home.
Let's go to your boys. This is a conference game. I don't think anyone knows it who's playing in the game, but Stanford is in Chapel Hill. Catch it 11.5. Give me Stanford in the points. I think Stanford's going to stay. I think Carolina wins by 7. This is a sleepy fucking game, dude.
Yeah, but
you're telling me they're getting up. This is on the C-Dub, by the way.
Who's better, Stanford or Cal?
I think Stanford by a little bit. I mean,
they were beating the shit out of Cal.
Yeah, but they both been out on the East Coast. I do buy into Max Angle that the second day or the second game on that 3 or 4 day trip, the teams are much more comfortable.
Yeah, because you got the rest. You have
the time zone fit you a little more. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to lay that
12.5 out there right now.
Yeah, it's hard to lay that amount of points with UNC. Just they haven't been good. I don't think they're good. So yeah, take
12. Wisconsin is at USC. Wisconsin's laying 1.5. Musselman, as it seems like he's turned a corner. 2 huge wins. It really kind of in a way you could say they're playing just much sharper than they were. They were sloppy early in the season, but they won. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, they won at Illinois, which was a huge win for them. And then they beat the shit out of the Hawkeyes. I think they're live here, man. I know it's only. Oh no, they're favored now. Last night they were a 1.5 point dog, but all right. Well, Take USC. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I will lock up USC. I think USC goes out here and get a win. This is now not only are they getting to the second half of the season where Musselman and his team play better, but also they're now bringing all those big, like now you get the other part of this. Now those Big Ten teams have to travel to the West Coast and travel and play over there. With all of that going on, it's still a little bit of mugginess and dust in the air too. So guys might not be feeling so well down there. Yeah, I'm taking USC. I think USC's got some home cooking here, and they get a top 25 team. This is another big March quad 1 win for them, getting Wisconsin here at home, being able to get this dub. So yeah, I'm
double lock. And while we're talking about that Big Ten, I think Purdue is going to lose in Eugene today. They look good. Purdue's been a hard team for me to cap this year, but I just think Oregon, all these teams that had entered the Big Ten had struggled really for the most part. Oregon beat Maryland the last time there, but I think they got drilled by Illinois, and I think that was an alarm. They've won 3 straight now. I think Oregon's going to get Purdue today. I think the fact that Purdue's team played in the national championship, I think that place is going to be fucking lit. The fans know this. And I think the Ducks are going to get the best of these Boilermakers here at Matthew Knight Arena. So
I'm so out Oregon. On Purdue. Like, I don't think Purdue is like that. Yeah. I really don't.
Yeah. Give me these Ducks. Quack, quack. Let's go.
Lock up Oregon.
Yes. Just gonna throw out. We don't have to dive into this. Kent State. I like Kent State against Miami, Ohio. Tennessee Vandy is actually like dude. What's going on with Vandy? Vandy athletics. Where's Damani when you need him? Shout out to Damani, who I know is an alum. Vanderbilt is good in basketball. Mark Byington comes over from JMU.
Take the points.
Dude, I think we could. The Storm Watch in the SEC specifically going on.
Might have to do SEC. Little SEC parlay here.
We mentioned Georgia. I think Vandy. I think this is a game, man. 6.5. I'm seeing the Commodores getting right now. I will lock up. I feel
good about the first 3 SEC games on the board. Just taking the home teams. Too. Kentucky laying 2.5. You can either take the points with Georgia, you can drop the money line, or you can take the points with Vandy or drop the money line. But I think those are 3 little solid SEC parlay to start the day.
I like a few others too. Florida's laying 10.5 against Texas. Texas just got their first ever SEC win against Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout.
Florida's about to come in there and beat the crap out of Marquette.
Well, no, it's in Gainesville, and Florida just got worked by South Carolina. Or not South Carolina, Missouri. And to me, Florida's going to bounce back, and Texas ain't that good this year, man.
Yeah.
I like laying the 10.5. I to be honest, I kind of like every SEC play almost. Like South Carolina is getting 7.5 against Oklahoma. I think that line's too much. I think Lamont Paris will cover that. Just like this is similar to the spread against Vandy. They almost won that game, and it was tied up with 10 seconds left. I think South Carolina stays within that number, even if Oklahoma wins that. Do you like that?
I hate when they put my teams against each other.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
I just think Moser is almost like Shaka Smart. When they're not a team that to me can just you feel comfortable laying anything really like above 5.
So the reason that I'll still take South Carolina is because it makes me nervous. But I think that this is just too many points to lay with a team that's still looking for their first SEC win.
Yeah.
As good as Oklahoma was to start the season, they go and they get rained by Alabama, lose a close one to Texas A&M. Georgia pulls away from them, lose a close one to Texas in the Red River Shootout. It's like, how do I sit there and feel confident laying 8 with you? So I'll take Lamont and South Carolina. I mean, I feel comfortable with that. I like South Carolina, but I'll take South Carolina +8. But yeah, maybe Oklahoma gets a win, but just automatically covering 8 in the SEC and you haven't gotten a win yet, I can't just sit there and say you can do that.
Yeah. I love a couple games today that are off. I mean, this is actually it's off the beaten path, but it's a fire game. I think these are the top 2 teams in the Sun Belt.
Ooh.
Troy is at South Alabama, and that's a rivalry game, in-state rivalry game. South Alabama is laying 3.5 in Mobile. I'm going to lay the 3.5. I think we should bet on this. They play again on the 25th of January, so in 1 week. That's when I'll look to hop on Troy in the revenge match, which will be at Troy.
Mm-hmm.
I think South Alabama gets it done today. And then App State JMU have been waiting for. This is another one, almost like the Troy one in a week. These teams just played. App State drilled them by 20 in Boone, right?
This is a lot.
JMU is going to get revenge. This is one, dude. I circled this.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to lock up. I feel like you got to lock up like on principle, you have to lock up JMU in this spot.
Let's go. JMU -2.5. App has not been a good road team. They're 1-4 this year, but even last year or the years they made the NCAA tournament, they weren't a great road team. JMU is also 8-1 at home, so I love this angle. App's won 4 in a row. You don't think this is like a low key rivalry game too. So, all over the Dukes there, double lock. Another one I like. Dayton lost at home to George Mason by double digits. Now you get Loyola Chicago in there. They can't score the ball. I think Dayton is going to put it on Loyola Chicago today. I like laying 9.5 points with Dayton. They're in a desperate spot. They've lost 3 in a row. This Dayton team cannot afford. And UD Arena, they've only lost one of those at UD Arena, and that was Mason. I think Mason, they were sleeping on Mason, I think they have their focus. They know they can't afford another bad loss. I think Dayton's going to win by like 20 today. Got an angle on this?
I like the Dayton angle. I thought it was a lot of points at first, but I do think that them losing the last game, how they did, I think that reigns true. So I'm with you on the bounce back angle for Dayton.
Let's go. Notre Dame's at Syracuse. I don't know if you have a play on this. I went Q's. No bet.
Ew. Why did you even mention that? You know, like, I know it's a lot of games in the slate, but you don't have to say every single game here. I'm sorry. Syracuse sucks, man. Give me Notre Dame. No bet.
A couple others I like off the beaten path. The Battle of the Boot rivalry. Colorado State, Wyoming separated by about 45 minutes. Wyoming is at home in Laramie.
Is that really? That's actually the
yeah.
I don't know that. I don't think I knew that. Really?
It's
only 45 minutes away.
Yeah, I think Wyoming's live, dude. I think Wyoming at +175. I'm not that impressed with Colorado State this year. Sundance Wicks and Wyoming, to me, at home, they're just a different team. I'm gonna take these Wyoming Cowboys to get it done, and I don't know if you feel like just taking the points or taking the money line. I think it's worth just taking the money line. I mean, I guess it's a rivalry game. Maybe you just take the points because the rivalry factor. Maybe it comes down to the final possession. But yeah, I like it. I also like North Texas UTSA. I like UTSA to cover 9 points in San Antonio in against North Texas. There, it was back-to-back road game. North Texas is like Virginia or Wisconsin. I feel like whenever they're laying a big number, I hate taking it. I always like taking the dogs because they score like 55 points a game. So you're like, can UTSA get to 46? You can get 9.5 out there too. I'm
gonna tell you what. I'll take you. I know we're jumping around a little bit here, and I know how great the Bonnies have been. But
Duquesne's hot right now.
Listen to an 8-10 aficionado.
Uh-oh. I think my friend here was saying that Duquesne is the play. Yeah, here we go. No, you're still out. Duquesne is red hot of late. I know Mac was on the Bonnies. But the Dukes have been playing pretty good ball. George Washington just found out about Duquesne. They came into DC and put it on them. I stayed away from the game from a bet point of view because I do think the Bonnies are also due, but it seems like Terrell I think is going to be betting Duquesne. You still here?
Oh yeah. A10 aficionado. Trust me, this is Duquesne's hot. This is when they turn it on. They get up for this game at home here. The Bonnies I get it. Great season, amazing season. They're probably one of my favorites to end up winning the A10 and when it's all said and done. Duquesne's going to catch them here. And this is a chance for Duquesne to get above 5 and take out.
Yeah. I don't know. Your default shit's fucking up, I think. But
I don't know what's going on with that. But I'm all over Duquesne. They get to 500. They take the Bonnies down today.
There we go.
There's a reason this is 1.5.
Give me these Dukes.
Shout out CJ Sullivan.
Yes.
Where's CJ from? I feel like CJ is from a bunch of different places. We talk about CJ with Duquesne. We talk about CJ with freaking Jacksonville. Like, where is CJ actually from?
So he is from Jersey.
See, look,
South Jersey, but
he's basically from Philly.
But he went to the University of Duquesne.
Okay.
So he graduated from there. Another one I'm going to throw out there is La Tech against Kennesaw, but let's just I'm not going to deep dive on that. I am going to deep dive on this. I think West Virginia is live to storm the fucking court. Iowa State. Let me just tell you, Iowa State has looked amazing this year.
Uh-huh.
They're 15-1. They're on the verge of being ranked number 1. They're number 2.
Uh-huh.
Look at what they've gone through lately. They've gone through Baylor, Texas Tech, and Kansas. They're coming off of a Kansas win where they kind of like took the torch. Like Kansas has owned the Big 12 really since the 80s.
Of the torch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to beat them in the way they did.
Uh-huh.
And then you look at last Saturday, they come back from down 18 and beat Texas Tech by 1 in overtime. I just think they're sleepwalking here, and I think this is that tough road trip where you're like, where are we at?
Uh-huh.
I think Dub V's live, man. I think that you take the points in the same capacity with Georgia, or perhaps Vandy. Like, I like some of these dogs to win outright, and I think West Virginia could be in the right spot. I know that West Virginia's a little dinged up, so they don't have that deep of a bench. That's my only concern, but I think this is kind of. And I think historically Iowa State's had struggles, in Morgantown. So
are they going to be the same without Tucker DeFreeze?
Yeah, I mean they've had a few games. I mean they covered against Houston. They won at Colorado without him. They actually won at Kansas without him. Yeah. So I think we load up. Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Morgantown, WV. Stormwatch in Morgantown, by the way.
Let's get a quick, because I gotta run out. I gotta do an NFL show. But let's get a quick money line round robin going before we get up out of here.
Oh, I do like that. Well, I think I just kind of hit on that. We liked I mean shit, you could add Georgia Tech to that or George Washington to that, but Vandy, Georgia, West Virginia, all appealing to me.
Yeah, I'm all the way on Georgia taking down number 1 today. Like I'm sold on that. So I do like G-Dub. Good.
Those are the 5. Those are the 5 right there.
Some really good. Yeah, that's a good 5. Really good 8-10 hoops today. But G-Dub, Georgia, Vandy.
I mean, shit.
West Virginia.
Yeah. I mean, you could even add Virginia Tech, but don't do that.
Nah, let's do that. Let's do those 4. That seems like a good 4.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go right there, folks. Give Terrell Furman a follow on Twitter at __. Appreciate you hopping on, man, and go check out all of his work. NBA Gambling Podcast, Betting Pro stuff, WNBA Gambling Podcast. Appreciate you, man.
Real quick, drop a three locks for the people. What's the 3 locks?
Mine are kind of my favorite plays are a little bit off the beaten path. JMU is 1. My favorite play of the night, I think, is San Francisco against Oregon State. Oregon State wins in overtime. They storm the court against Gonzaga. Now they got to go play a good San Francisco team. I like the Dons to take down Oregon State. That's two. And the third one I actually is another kind of off the beaten path one. Damn, it's climbed up a little bit though. Let me see if I can get you a better one, because it's gone up 2 points since last night. But I was referring to Long Beach. I still like Long Beach, but I think you could probably get a better line out there right now for a game that I like a lot.
Well, I'll take for definitely Duquesne plus the 1.5. Really, the money line. I think they get the win against the Bonnies. I didn't bet it yet, but I have a sneaky suspicion, we didn't talk about it, that Seton Hall is going to catch St. John's.
Oh, I'm on it too.
I have a
10.
Yeah.
Kadari Richmond game.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I feel it. And it's the close proximity, recruiting, all of that. So I do really like Seton Hall. I haven't gotten there to bet that yet, so I will admit that. But I do really like that. I might end up betting that before the day is over. And then you can close me out with, I'm really sold on Georgia, man. I'm really sold on Georgia.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. I like that too. I like Kent State. I'm going to add that as another one too. Kent State on a rebound against Miami, Ohio. Folks, give Terrell Furman a follow at @reallyrail__. Thank you, man.
All right. See you, man.
All right, man. Take care. Yeah, I'm on the same thing. I like Seton Hall and the points. 10 points a little too much for me. Some people like the money line. I just think I'll take the 10 points there. The Egg Bowl on the hardwood. It's the first time they've ever been ranked, both teams at the same time, and they've been playing for a long fucking time. I do, and I will bet Mississippi State -5.5. So load up on that. I also like Middle Tennessee laying 4.5 in the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry against Western Kentucky. Those are two plays that I'm on. Long Beach State, I mentioned. Cal Fullerton is by far the worst team in the Big West. Long Beach State is getting better. Remember, they had a coaching turnover, so they're getting better, I think, as the year prolongs. It's a rivalry game. I just think, even despite the line going up some, I still think it's the play. They played back on December 5th. Long Beach won by 17, I think it was. This is one where I don't think Fullerton is just on that level. So give me the Beach minus the points there. A few other ones I like. I think High Point, coming off that loss at Longwood, is going to roll Presbyterian. They're at home. So I like laying the big number with High Point. Moneyline Mac has talked me into Boston College and the points, just because Duke historically struggles in Chestnut Hill. Getting 23.5, 24 points is to me, I think, achievable. Duke wins. I still think Duke wins, but by 14, by 12, something like that. I took a shot on UNLV in the points against San Diego State. San Diego State in that similar vein that I mentioned earlier about North Texas or Virginia under Tony Bennett is a team I don't like laying double digits with, because they're a great defensive team. And they just kind of bring you into the muck, into a rock fight. UNLV getting 10.5. I'm going to take a shot on that. I know UNLV has been ass on the road. They got destroyed in Fort Collins in a game that I was on, and I was on in the wrong way. I think San Diego State wins by 5 or 6 or something. But give me a shot on the running Rebs there. Tarleton State's getting 14.5 at Grand Canyon. I don't think I know that environment is tough, but I just don't think Grand Canyon is that good this year. Take a shot on the 14.5 with Tarleton. And then Riverside is getting 10 at home against San Diego. They just lost at the buzzer, heartbreaking loss in Santa Barbara. I like them taking the 10. I think that's a game. Also took a flyer on Santa Clara plus 15.5 against Gonzaga. I feel like everyone's going to be on Gonzaga. Just kind of a contrarian play here. Take the 15.5. And I do like Utah against BYU. Not really sold on this BYU team. I think Utah will be able to win a rivalry game. Remember, they lost in football. It's a makeup spot here. And I think this place will be packed. So give me the Utes there. Another play that I am on is Cal Poly getting 15.5 at Irvine. Irvine off the rivalry game, maybe a sleepy spot. Cal Poly stays within that number. And the final game of the night, I like Hawaii minus the points against Bakersfield. Bakersfield's been fucking horrible on the road. Hawaii just got their ass whooped by Northridge. Get right spot for the Rainbow Warriors. Jedi saying is Long Island in a sleepy spot. Well, 5.5 point favorite is, I haven't seen them favored by 5.5 much ever, but I just think they're way better than St. Francis. But if you're asking, do I think the fucking Long Island Sharks are going to cover? Is water fucking wet? Give me the Sharks minus the points. They got too many athletes for the St. Francis Flash bullshit. All right, they got to go to the Steinberg Wellness Center where the screws are loose, the water fountains flowing, and the goddamn vending machines are at every goddamn corner. Cash only. That's what we do. Cash only. Give me the Sharks, lay the points. Folks, I'm out of time. I appreciate you tuning into the fucking college basketball show. See you at Peter Luger's tonight. You did the fucking round robin with Terrell Furman. Shout out to the great Terrell Furman. Get that cream corn play of the day with the fucking Sharks. See you at Luger's. And Giovanni, I agree with you with these fucking JMU Dukes. How they blow that cover the other night. It needs to be investigated by the goddamn feds, much like Eastern Michigan is being investigated currently. Pete Damel with the fucking report. Till next time, folks, I appreciate you. We'll be back live tonight talking Shark Tank shit. Let's go. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with the cameras. Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And you know what you're getting because the books we written with the cameras. Everybody's trying to stop this team that we keep on knocking dead. They make opposing coaches wanna cuss and scream and fool